Hi, my name is Monet and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're coming back. Today I have a timeless message, so whenever you're seeing this is when you are meant to see it. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking the video, and clicking the bell for future notifications. Okay, let's get into it. So, right off the bat, we have the Nine of Cups, and I love that this card came out for you. This is the card for wish fulfillment, dreams coming true, and feeling overall just satisfied emotionally. Sometimes it can talk about things in a physical sense as well, but it's mostly about being satisfied with where you are. There's a contentness, just being so happy within yourself. Look at how proud he is with all of his cups surrounding him. He has a lot to show for where he is right now. Okay, so that's where you are currently. You have a lot to show for where you are, and it might not feel like it, okay? Because we do have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups feels kind of contradictory to the Nine of Cups energy, right? There could be this moment right now where you're reflecting on maybe you don't have enough cups. It's like this guy over here has 9 cups and I only have 4. But it's really about perspective, right? Because there's always going to be someone with even less cups than you. And not to say that this is a moment of, oh, well, you should be grateful for what you have. But it is kind of telling you, hey, there are more cups coming your way. Look, there's a 4th one coming in, or maybe a 10th one, right? So we have someone who's very apathetic and not really caring about the treasures that they have in front of them. And then we have someone who's fully satisfied. And I think we're kind of oscillating between these two. But it's very much like Spirit is saying, look at the blessings around you right now. And if you can't see them, you're going to see them soon. It's going to become very apparent, the blessings that are in your life. Nine of Cups is such a beautiful card, you guys. I cannot express that enough. Now we have 4 more cards that fell out all at the same time. So I'm going to look at these two, kind of get a gist of what's going on. So we do have some relationship trouble. I do see that. So it could be a relationship with a friend. It could be a partner romantically or platonic, you know. It could also be like a sibling. I find that the Two of Cups usually means someone who's very close to you, close to your heart, or that you have a meaningful connection with. So however this applies to you, please take it in a way that you can understand it. But there's some sort of clarity being offered to you that's coming through this connection or through this relationship. You are very intuitive. You are the High Priestess. But we also have the Emperor reverse. So I feel like these are either two different people, 2 different situations, or 2 aspects within yourself that you're needing to balance. And there's a balance between, oh, yes, okay. Spirit is saying you're being put in a position of receptivity. So are you open to the gifts, 4 of Cups, that are being offered to you, right? Are you open to this opportunity that is presenting itself to you, or do you feel as though you could care less? And I think that's kind of where you need to trust your intuition, look within, meditate, contemplate. And yes, the 4 of Cups is also a card about meditation. It's not just apathy or depression or stillness, but you know, yes, stillness can be a form of meditation. So it is a good time to become still, look within, but not in a way that is totally blocked off and shut down, because there are, again, new opportunities coming in for you, new beginnings, clarity within the mind. This is the card for truth, triumph, success, cutting through the fog of illusion. If you've been confused or feeling like you don't have a clear sense of direction right now, this is all clearing up for you, and it has to do with your relationship to something or someone and how you feel satisfied or unsatisfied with it, right? Maybe it's hot and cold. So let's just get some clarifying cards here. The Fool reversed. Okay. So sometimes the Fool can represent like a recklessness if it goes unchecked. And then we have the Hanged Man reverse. It's like you guys are oscillating between totally diving into something and holding yourselves back and being very restrained and keeping to yourselves and locked down. So what is up with that energy and this sort of indecisiveness? Okay, let's do the Oracle cards. I'm starting to hear something clairaudiently. Hold on. There's something there. Okay, a lot of it has to do with the timing. You're being supported the most when you're patient. Okay. Yeah, new beginnings are coming in for you, which makes sense with that Ace of Swords and that Fool card. Now, the Fool doesn't necessarily mean new beginning, but there's the potential for one if you want one. We just don't want to like hurl ourselves off the cliff, right? So yes, there's a new beginning, but how can we approach it slowly, cautiously, and think about how we go through this new beginning? Because it's happening. There is a choice, but I do see this happening whether you wanted to or not. I know that's kind of confusing, but there is going to be a big change for you that ultimately leads to your happiness, right? That Nine of Cups energy, again, joy, fulfillment, that is coming. And part of it does require a period of rest and taking care of yourself and slowing down. So we're going to do some astrology cards. Okay, let me know what your sign is in the chat, because I'm curious with how this will play out with this reading. We do have some Aries energy with the Emperor, and we have the fixed signs. So that is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Right now, as I'm posting this, it is Scorpio season. So we have some watery energy. This card says stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. Interesting. And that makes sense with that feeling of patience that I was getting, like asking you to be patient and trust the timing in which this is coming to you. Because yes, this new beginning is coming and it's one that you've been wanting. It's just, this is something that's going to be sort of a curveball. I'm going to be honest with you guys. You're going to realize something that you wanted wasn't exactly what you thought it would be. And because of that, it's sort of a turnoff. That makes so much sense now, because I'm like, why are all of these good things here? But we're like, we don't care. Because you're realizing that there are better things for you beyond what you expected there to be. 12th house, spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. So right now, Spirit is really encouraging you to focus on your healing so that you are ready for this when it comes in. And it's going to have a lot to do with your relationship to spirituality as well. Not that that's the crux of it, but it is going to play a part in that. And the Nine of Cups is spiritual fulfillment. And then we have the card for air, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning, which is very different from the fixed signs, right? The fixed signs, for the most part, I feel like they don't really like the fluidity of air, and Aquarius is a fixed sign and is air. But right now, it's like two different worlds are unfolding in front of you. And I can understand the confusion with this, because so much of you wants to be loyal and committed to something, but also it's like, what do I want to what do I want to commit myself to? And then lastly, house 3, learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. Okay, so there could be a lot of information, communication coming in now. There could literally be news or a message that gives you the information you've been waiting for or needing, because a lot of these cards are talking about learning something, and a mental clarity or a mental understanding of your situation. So we're going to do a couple more cards. Love this oracle deck. If the river flows this way. All right. If the river flows this way. The importance of going with the flow, feeling the sense of being one with the currents of life, trusting you will never drown as your destiny wants you to go this way. The flow state is a way of surrendering and trusting the benevolent forces of life. It's surprising that we don't spend more time here, as it's amazing. It's a creative place to be, magical, peaceful, yet brimming with potential. So instead of going against the grain, it's time to go with the grain. Where is Spirit? Where is the universe wanting you to go? If you feel like you're constantly pushing and pushing and pushing and forcing your way through life, Spirit wants you to maybe slow down, notice, surrender, and allow things to unfold naturally, instead of trying to steer things in a direction that might not be working for you. And that's okay. It might just allow you to go the direction that you want to, but just not the way that you're expecting to, right? So taking your hands up off the wheel for a little bit and seeing lots of hands, if I can show you. Sort of like, I've released that. I let that go. Okay, one more. Okay, I just heard cleansing your palate. I don't know what that means, but I feel like, the phrase literally means kind of to get a fresh beginning. so that you can taste things with a fresh experience instead of being influenced by the last experience that you had, right? You want to cleanse your palate so that what you're tasting isn't being influenced by the last thing you were tasting. So whatever the situation is, it's cleansing your palate. Okay, so here's kind of a difficult card. So I do want to acknowledge there are some heavy emotions here. It's not all sunshine and rainbows all the time. Okay, shadow enchantment. Things are not quite what they seem. Something where someone may be manipulating or deceiving you. Perhaps you are in denial. Your perception is clouded. That's what I was saying. Whoa, okay. Or ostensible ally. I've never heard that word before. Or a loved one could be keeping you in the dark. Wow. It's saying be cautious of a codependent relationship, right? Look deeply at your values and needs and get clear on any truths you need to speak or boundaries that you need to set. It's a good time to seek out support and perspective from a trusted third party, a family member, a therapist, or friend. If you're reluctant to speak about your challenge, notice that and see it as a clue. What is it that you would want to conceal and why? So a lot of this is saying to see things for what they really are instead of being in this kind of cloudy, jaded mindset about life perhaps, but it's also telling you to be cautious of people or situations and things that may look good on paper, but in reality don't really show up for you, right? And there might be a part of you that really wants to believe the goodness out of this situation or this person or this thing. And that's another thing with the Emperor reverse. Sometimes he can be kind of cruel and domineering and controlling. So if you have someone or a situation in your life that is like that, this is saying, hey, we might be pushing you away from this because it's not good for you, right? If you feel like there's a lot of resistance in this relationship or the situation, there's a reason behind it. And it's not just because, oh, well, they're having a bad day. Well, if they're always having a bad day and they're always taking it out on you, I think it's more than just a bad day, right? But the biggest thing that really stood out to me was your perception being clouded. And we talked a lot about this Ace of Swords coming in to bring clarity to what you're seeing, to show you the truth of what's in front of you, right? Much like that Four of Cups, because that person isn't seeing very clearly. They're really focused on those 3 cups down there. They're not noticing the one next to them, or they don't care about it. It's just sort of like, it's like a detachment. And so the sword is coming in to wake you up and to shake you out of that and say, hey, like this is the way, this is the direction. We're cutting through the fog so the light can start peeking through again and giving you that sense of direction that you're needing, because that wants to come in for you and it's available to you now. It's already here, but it's a matter of choosing where you're putting your attention, where you're putting your time and energy, and, you know, remembering that your happiness is the most important thing. So I just want to say thank you so much. Please let me know if this resonated with you, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, day, whenever you're seeing this. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.